Alright guys, so I put a pause on work again just to stop and talk about some real life experiences in real estate again. And the question comes up from time to time, which route is the best to go between wholesaling real estate, buy and hold, and fix and flip. So I'll just kind of talk about some of the differences, the pros, the cons, based on my personal experiences. So this is completely 100% my opinion on this, but feel free to leave a comment below if you feel differently. So I'll start off with wholesale real estate, since that seems to be one of the more popular ways to go right now. And because that is the way that I actually started when I really got serious about trying to get into real estate. Out of those three ways, wholesaling real estate is the one that has the lowest barrier to entry. Pretty much anybody can do it, and it's something that you can learn fairly quick. I actually got into it after going to a meeting at my local real estate investors association. Got the knowledge that I needed to know, put the knowledge to work, and then I had a contract in place within, I think it was around 2 months or so. This is something that doesn't really take a lot of money to get into, minus a marketing fee, but a lot of the marketing you can do for free if you just want to get on the phone, make calls, send out letters yourself. Once you want to turn it into a serious business though, it will cost quite a bit more money, but it is a good way to get in, really learn real estate, learn about prices. And oftentimes wholesalers have an advantage when they learn skills like negotiating and marketing, and they can get deals significantly lower than what most investors can get them for. Now, while a lot of times the profits are a lot lower than if you were to do a full fix and flip, some of the assignment fees you get can be really high, and they can be just as much as if you were going to do a fix and flip without all the headache of doing the rehab, listing the property, potentially holding it, and all that. Now, as far as fix and flip, this is actually my least favorite. Now, I have made money doing fix and flips, but to be honest, like I just mentioned before, some of the profits that I made just assigning properties have been more than when I did the fix and flip. With the fix and flip, you have to deal with contractors, subcontractors, listing the property, and then of course potentially things that can go wrong, like I've recently experienced with a market shift. But also with fix and flip, it's just a situation where you really have to look at your risk versus rewards. You need to make sure that you have enough equity, enough spread in the deal. You can definitely eliminate the risk, and it's something that I had to learn the hard way. But for fix and flippers who really have their systems in place and they have a really good structure to how they run their business, it's a great way to make some money. My absolute favorite that I've done so far though is just my buy and hold properties. I've made more money with those than either, the fix and flips or with the wholesale deals. The great thing about buy and holds, especially if you buy them at the right price, again, that kind of goes back to me starting out with wholesale. I was able to get these things with a lot of equity in place. Some were already cash flowing, so I didn't have to go in, do any work, still got them at a good price. Some I had to rehab, but there was still enough spread. Just getting that consistent passive income is a really good feeling, because it's something that, you put in place, and then it's just money that just hits your account. Now, there is always a situation where you may have a bad tenant and they completely destroy the house, or they don't pay your rent. There is always that risk. But what I did, and the reason I was able to collect rent every month, was one, I dealt with Section 8 tenants, and two, I had a really good property manager in place who kept my maintenance numbers low, was good with placing the tenants. So I was able to offset all of that responsibility for a fee, and my cash flow just kept coming in like clockwork. Now, whereas most people look at the cash flow as the main reason to own rental property, there's also the benefit of just creating equity. So if it isn't paid off clear and free, you have a mortgage in place, the tenant's rent is responsible for paying down that mortgage. As the mortgage gets lower, you gain equity, and then just over the course of time, property gains value. So you're just building the potential for a lot of money, if you want to refinance, pull out some money. And the benefit of maybe doing something like placing a tenant for a year, holding the property for longer than a year, and then selling it, is that you don't have to pay the same amount of taxes as if you do a fix and flip. So it's a lot of tax advantages associated with holding a rental. But again, that's just my experience. Buy and hold is by far my favorite, but a lot of that really just depends on your investing style, your personality. But guys, let me know what you like about this video. If you agree, if you disagree, leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.